This is what sold this weekend. Let's go over it. Hi everybody, welcome back to our channel, or if it's your first time here, welcome to our channel. My name is Melinda and this is my poor allergy-ridden husband, Adine. Together we are hustling hooks, we are battling through allergies this week, and we are back with another installation of our weekend what sold video where we cover everything that sold between Friday and Sunday.
It's been a strong 3 months of allergies for me, so it's great. Yeah, we are full-time sellers. We sell on primarily eBay, a little bit on Poshmark, a little bit on Facebook, and just a teeny bit from time to time from Etsy when it comes to like vintage electronics, vintage clothing, etc. We had a relatively mediocre weekend, right? So relative to our standard, this might be a record-shattering weekend for you. It just all depends on your level of selling, but it wasn't great. And what we learned is that other sellers with similar size businesses were experiencing slower weekends as well, which, you know, whatever. It is what it is. It's all about the average. If you've seen any of our content, you've seen us do this. So yeah, we're not stressing it. We're going to pound through it. We'll show you what sold, what we paid for it, go through the numbers. And then Melinda is also going to show you guys how to ship, how to actually print the labels. Specifically, we have one shipment that is going to require 2 labels due to size, so she'll definitely walk you through that. So let's jump right in. I'm going to go ahead and cover Sunday sales. We did over $500 in sales on Sunday. For this weekend, that was the record day, $574 out the door gross. The first thing that sold was this monster truck, but it's not the actual monster truck, it's just the shell on the top. So we're gonna part this thing out because the parts are worth more than the truck itself. Mona found this little guy for $3. We sold it before. Last time we did the same thing. We parted out the shell, the wheels and tires, and then inside of here is a USB remote control wire receiver. So we're gonna part it out. This time we did the same exact thing. We just raised the prices $5 more per item, and the shell already sold for $25 with free shipping, and it'll ship first class as it's super light. These are pretty easy to part out. There's just one screw in the top, and then the shell over here pops out. And I don't know why someone bought the shell. They may be just reconstructing their own, or, you know, RC is kind of a fun hobby. People do a lot of creative stuff. One pair of women's jeans sold. This is a brand called Eileen Fisher. The logo literally just says Eileen Fisher. So if you look at the tag, that's what it'll say. They're just pretty basic. They sold for $35 with free shipping. These might go first class. Probably right over like just a little bit over a pound. They're gonna ship for $7.18. We're gonna put it in a envelope. We're just gonna stuff it in here, put it in a bag first, envelope, $7.18 out the door. More Monster High dolls sold. These 3 sold for $27. We have $3 into them. It's all profit. These are like the Gloom Beach series. This came from that huge buy where we've sold a couple $1,000s worth of dolls by now. We only have about 10 listings left, and most of them are gone, which is great. Next up are these 3 Redline Hot Wheels cars. They're old, they're from the 70s, and they're beat up. I'll show you in a second how you can identify them, but most Hot Wheels and Matchbox cars, you just have to look at the bottom. And then the Redline cars are worth really a lot of money if you can find the right one in mint condition. Some individual Redline cars can fetch upwards, you know, $100, $150 loose, so that's pretty neat. These ones came from bulk buys. We don't have much into them, maybe a couple of dollars. They sold for only $20 with free shipping, but we're happy, you know, to see them go. They've been sitting in our storage for a while. Let me show you how to identify them. Here's the first of 3. You can obviously see the red lines around the tires. That's part of the giveaway. So when you're looking through bulk, you can start by looking at the wheels. There's also some variations where the wheels are gray. Those tend to have more value as well. And on the bottom you can see the year, the description, the type of car, and you can just look it up. Same with these 3, they're all pretty much the same. So again, if you find them in really good condition, you can command a really good price. In this beat up condition, they're probably worth only about $5 each. Next up is this West Bench Stir Crazy corn popper. It's just a popcorn machine, but you can, you know, watch it pop through the glass, and the base plate heats up and it just rotates your popcorn. We paid only $4 for it, and it sold for $52 with free shipping. However, shipping is going to be quite pricey because it's going out to Washington. So you know, you win some, you lose some when it comes to the free shipping model, depending on the distance. It'll probably cost around $25 to ship this out, which is perfectly fine because in the next item that we sell, it may only go to Chicago or, you know, Indiana, Illinois, and it'll be half of that. So look at the long-term average anytime that it comes to the free shipping model. That's just the way it is. Last one I'm going to cover is Just Dance 2020. This is an excellent title to look out for the Nintendo Wii. I actually found this in a Wii bundle off of Facebook Marketplace. So what we've started doing is buying stuff off of Facebook Marketplace and have it shipped to us, and then we flip it back on Facebook Marketplace or on eBay or other platforms. So it was the console, 5 games, 4 controllers, all for $97 total. After this game, you know, after we pay our fees and shipping, we're gonna net about $50 here. So in other words, I got everything else for $47, and there's 2 video games that are worth $25 each. After those sell, we basically get a free console out of it. So that's one way to look at those deals. And everything worked fine. One controller had a bit of corrosion. I have to clean it up, but the rest of it was already tested and working. This game also, it doesn't have a manual, so just keep that in mind. Some Wii games just don't have a manual, so don't call it incomplete. Just look it up and see if it actually came with one. But yeah, excellent title. It sold for $68, same day within a couple of hours. There was only a few of these available from US sellers, so I knew it was going to sell really fast. And I didn't see this right away. Every time I see a Wii listing or bundle listing, I go through all the pictures and I try to identify the titles that are going to make us the most money. That's it for me. Melinda's going to be back and she's going to cover some more categories.
There were a couple other things we did sell on Sunday, so I'll cover those first. Pair of shoes. These are Sperry's Topsiders. These were slow sellers for us. They sold for $30 on eBay, and we have about $6 into them. Nothing crazy awesome about them. They didn't have shoelaces. That might be why they were a little bit slower, but either way, we're happy to see them gone. They're in great condition. We also sold these Merrill. They're bare access 4s, and these sold very fast. They sold within the first week that we had them listed for full price. They sold for $45. Again, we have about $6 to $7 into these. Also great condition, the Vibram soles. That's always something to look out for. And one other thing sold on Sunday. This sold on Facebook Marketplace. It's this Limax Spooky Town Cauldron Inn. It's a really cool piece, but it doesn't work. The door is broken and it doesn't spin around like it's supposed to. It's actually missing the whole motor. And we don't have anything into this. This is a leftover from a really big bulk buy that we did a while back that we're already well into the profit on. These have just been sitting and we've been trying to work through some old inventory, get it up, get it gone. So I was very happy that this sold. It sold for $47, free shipping. The person did say that they have another motor, so I'm hoping they can get it fixed and they might actually resell it. If it did work, it would sell for probably over $100 on eBay. The comps were like $120, $125. So they may be flipping it, and if they are, that's great. I'm glad that they'll be able to hopefully give it some new life. Other sales throughout the weekend. This was another piece from that same bulk buy. Again, just leftovers, working through stuff, trying to get that garage finally cleaned out of everything that's just been sitting waiting for us to list it. It is a Department 56, a park scene sitting in Camden Park. It had the X crossed off here, so I was thinking when I opened it, it was going to be incomplete and reduce the price. But it had all the pieces, and none of them were chipped, none of them were broken. So it sold for full price of $30, and again, nothing into this piece specifically. This is another random thing that we got in a bulk buy of Monster High dolls, that really big one. This is just extra stickers for this like salon ghoul doll head. I mean, I think Adine actually had it in the trash at one point and I pulled it out because I was like, well, you know, these are in good condition overall. So I listed them as replacement stickers for that head, which I went on eBay and there really weren't a lot of replacement pieces, which is odd to me because it seems like if you had that doll, you'd want to play with it more than once. So I listed it for $25, free money. It sold for $25. It'll obviously be first class to ship as well. These old percolators tend to do pretty well for us. This one sold on Facebook Marketplace. Nothing crazy. It's presto. You know, all the pieces are there. It does have some staining on the inside. That's pretty common with these percolators because it's making coffee. Coffee does tend to stain things. We clean it up as best that we can, but they're older, so that staining can be kind of set in. We always get close-ups of that, and we always disclose that in our listing. I don't think people are turned off by that because they're coffee drinkers as well, obviously, if they're buying a percolator, so they know the drill. It sold for $25 on Facebook Marketplace, and then they would pay shipping on top of that. And the last one I'm going to cover is this set of Sweet Valley Twins and Babysitters Club books. We picked these up, if you saw, in our neighborhood garage sale adventure. We paid 25 cents a piece, and someone reached out to us on Instagram. They saw that we had them, and they bought them for $40. Obviously, we're going to cover shipping on that. Thank you so much for your support, and we're going to get those to the post office today. Adina will be back. He's going to cover some more stuff.
I'm going to cover the rest of everything that's sold, which isn't much this weekend. Which is okay. We're not poor yet. You know, we're gonna fight. Just kidding. The first one is this set of Bose speakers. These are the 901 series 6, right?
4.
4. 4? Is it 4?
4.
Okay, 4. I think. Yeah.
You
For
can
sure?
double check me.
All right.
I'm pretty.
We're gonna pop
Sure,
up
but
the
I've been
Roman
wrong.
numerals so we can all learn. So I'll trust Melinda and say it's 4. They're beautiful speakers. They really are. They're vintage, and obviously they come in their own old school box, made here in the United States of America. They're beautiful. We're gonna ship them like this. The buyer did actually ask us to saran wrap them. They only sold for $177 plus a flat rate of $100 in shipping. And Melinda's gonna come back and explain to you how to do 2 different labels, and we're gonna talk a little bit about how we buy the labels. So stick around for that for sure if you're curious. But we're going to do 2 shipments each because they're so heavy. Yeah, they're too big and too heavy to do it together. So anyways, the reason why they sold for $177 plus $100 in shipping is because they're not working properly. Now, someone did offer us $125 plus shipping, and we accepted it because honestly, we just wanted to move them. We have $0 into them. And you may say, well, that's crazy. How? Well, we got it in a big bulk lot of stereo equipment that we've already sold about $2,500 worth, and we paid $400 for everything. So we've already accounted for all of that. So this is literally free money. So $125 plus shipping. We're happy just to move it because it's so bulky. We wanted our space back. That person then asked me to pop the covers, and I said, listen, I'm not comfortable doing that. If you want to call me and walk me through it, I'll do it, but I'm just not comfortable doing it. And he said, hey, if you're not comfortable, that's more work for you. Hey, you know what? Don't worry about it. Just cancel it. So I relisted it, and then about 6 hours later, someone offered $177. I'm like, yeah, no problem. And again, I reached out to him and just made sure, like, hey, you know, these are for repair. And that's it. The only thing that he asked of us was to saran wrap them, and we did some editing magic, and we got these saran wrapped behind the camera. So these are going to go out like this. Moral of the story, sell some stuff even if it doesn't work, because there still might be value. These are beautiful speakers, and to the right person, it might be a simple repair, and they have $400 or $500 speakers here. So I'm really happy for anyone that can restore them. Obviously, this keeps them out of the landfill, which is just awesome. Another pair of jeans sold. This is fly paper. These were brand new with tags. We found them at Goodwill, I think, for $5 or $6, and they sold for $45 with free shipping. And again, we'll ship them for $7.18 in an envelope. This little mighty recorder from Sony sold. Always be on the lookout for old Sony technology. These little recorders, you just pop in a cassette and you can record and do all sorts of fun stuff with. I tested it. We did have a cassette on here that was blank, and it worked. We picked this up last year, like summer, and it was just in our pile in our garage. Tested it, listed it, sold for $68. We have less than $1 into this from our honey hole. So again, always look up old Sony stuff. Just type in the model number and you'll see what they sell for. Hashtag pots and pans, of course. We sold 2 emeralds this weekend. We have about $15 into them. They sold for $65 shipped. Emerald is stamped right on the bottom. So you can definitely see it there, and then there's on the handlebar, you can see the emerald sign as well. So it's pretty easy to identify. These came from a big bulk lot. We're just gonna sandwich some cardboard around them with paper and ship them as is. They're not gonna get damaged. They're made out of steel. We had 3 part sales. One was, the first one, $20 plus shipping for these 2 blades for Cuisinart food processor. We maybe have $1 into these. They sold on Facebook Marketplace. Another one of these Jack LaLaney's. This is just the filter for the juicer. So this is the last one that we have. We have about $1 into this. It sold for $15 with free shipping. We pay shipping. It'll be first class for about $5. And then this piece is off of a Cuisinart mini prep food blender or food processor. It's just the lid. It sold for $20 with free shipping, which is crazy. Again, we only have about $1 into it. The whole machine sells for $15 or $20 with free shipping. So it just shows you that sometimes the parts are much more valuable than the unit itself, because no one wants another one. They just want the replacement. Most of the time, they already have the machine. That's it. I mean, it was not a very strong weekend at all, and we'll kind of talk about that towards the end when we do our numbers and mention a couple things just to keep in mind. Up next, Melinda's going to show you how to create those labels, how to do first class USPS, how to do FedEx or UPS, and of course how to do 2 labels for 1 shipment, so you guys have experience with that as well.
I'm going to walk through a couple different shipping options and how we ship them. We'll do a flat rate packaging, a first class, a priority, and then we are going to do the Bose speakers and what that looks like in shipping 2 labels. And we get a lot of questions about how do you know if we ship UPS or FedEx, or how we determine what's cheaper. So we'll actually show you us doing that on the computer, so you'll see what that looks like and how to find those options under your shipping on eBay. The first one I'm going to do is the flypaper jeans, because those are a flat rate envelope. So you may already know that we put our jeans in poly mailers and then we put them into these priority mail flat rate envelope. Now it's 1 rate anyway. Now this, be sure when you're getting these that it says flat rate envelope, because there's flat rate bubble mailers too, and there is a difference in what they ship for. So flat rate envelope, you're going to go into your purchase shipping label, and you don't have to put in any of this information. You don't have to know the weight or the dimensions. Just go ahead, click on this carrier packaging, and it's that first one that pops up, at least for us. USPS priority mail flat rate envelope, 718. You just purchase and ship it. So pretty straightforward. That one you just carrier packaging, print and ship, and then stick it on your envelope. You're good to go. The next one I'm going to do are the Monster High stickers.
Hey, we made a sale.
And those should be first class. So first things first, we make sure, verify everything on the scale. A nice 3.1 ounces. Okay, so same idea. You just go in, 0 pounds. 3 ounces, and then they do want you to put in the measurement, so pretty straightforward. 8 by 6, call it 1. And the first thing that pops up, you'll notice, is priority mail, and it says buyer selected, but we're paying for shipping, so we're going to do first class. It's only $3.12, so of course we're going to use that one. Anything under a pound can go first class. And then same as the other one, you just print, put it on there, ship it out. The only exception we have ran into with that are those long tubes that we've shipped posters in. Those are about 24 inches long, a few inches wide. They are first class in terms of weight, but it doesn't give us that option when we type in the measurements. So we're not 100% positive on that. Maybe there's some way to get it to do that, but it's probably an exception in terms of the length, and we end up shipping those priority mail. So just to let you know, if you do have posters that are under a pound, you may have to ship them priority still. Next one I have is shoes. You can already see it's already in a priority mail box. It's not a flat rate, but the box says priority. If you put something in a priority box, you're going to have to ship it priority. Keep that in mind. You can't put first class in here, or if you're going to ship UPS or FedEx, obviously don't put it in here. So keep that in mind. Same thing. Weigh it. The measurements are actually right on the boxes here, so you don't necessarily have to take the measurements. So you can just read them off, type them in, print it, ship it. We're going to do the bows next, and we'll show you how easy it is to print 2 separate labels for 1 order. So we went ahead and weighed these because it's kind of a process to get them up on our scale. So they're 44 pounds and 8 ounces. Just like everything else we've shipped, you click into it and then you type in your weights and your measurements. So we've gone ahead and did that. 44 pounds, 8 ounces, and the boxes are 25 by 16 by 15. So you'll type your dimensions in, and right here it pops up UPS ground already for $27.90. If that had said priority on top, what you would do was you would go down and you'd expand this compare all services. So I can show you what that looks like with at least FedEx. Well, you'll see here if US priority had been on top, it would have popped up $48.31, and then you would have expanded this menu to get UPS, which would be the $27.90, and then FedEx home delivery is $26.79. That's cheaper. We're going to go ahead and keep it UPS ground because the UPS is closer to our house. Our FedEx is about a 30-minute round trip at least. UPS is just a couple minutes. So that dollar is not worth it for us because we would rather have 30 minutes of our time, which is worth much more than $1. I'm going to go ahead and print that one, put it on, and then I'll show you how to print the next label. So now that you've printed that label, if you go back to that same page, your awaiting shipment page, it's going to not show up there. It's going to show it as shipped already, and that's not the way to find it. What you're going to want to do is go to your orders under Seller Hub, but go to the paid and shipped. So click into that and find the one that you just made the label for. Find the one that you just shipped, and then there's a drop down menu right next to the leave feedback. Click that, and then you're gonna go down and purchase another label. On ours, it's the first one on the drop down menu, and it should be on yours too. And then it's just the same process again. You put in the weight, you put in the dimensions, and then you print the label, and they will both track and they'll both be recorded for that one. So it's really simple. You just sometimes have to remember those steps of looking for it on the paid and shipped, but once you do it a couple times, you'll realize it's really straightforward. It's not hard. So don't be afraid if you have to split up shipments because of weight like that in the future. Our next segment is going to be the numbers, so stay tuned for that.
Let's get to the numbers. Not fantastic. I mean, it's pretty mediocre to like bad weekend of sales, but we'll pop up all of the numbers on here, show you how much we actually made.
Yeah, so our total sales this weekend were $1,184.
Can they see it?
Yes.
That much.
Yeah, obviously that's well below what we are used to and like to sell. We did hear across the board, a lot of people had slower weekends. Could be a variety of reasons. One being the weather is getting nicer. There is such things as like the summer slowdown. You see it happen. You know, you just roll the punches. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Luckily, we did have a good local sale where we didn't have any fees and we didn't have to ship it. So that was good. We also had a lot of first class items. So that's good as well.
Yeah. I mean, what can you do? Complaining isn't going to do it. So it's up to us now to make sure that we keep pumping out good, desirable products, and we revisit our older listings to make sure that they're priced correctly, titled correctly, etc., so we can get that stuff out the door.
That's right. So our cost of goods for that was $146.
Can they see it?
Yes, you should be able to see it. Yes.
That much.
Right.
Okay.
Our shipping cost was only $160 this week. So that's good. Makes sense. We had less to ship out. And like I said, we had a lot more first.
Can they see
it? They can see it.
Okay.
Yeah, we didn't have to ship out a really big item, and shipping was included for that Bose as well. Now, the shipping ended up being...
What Bose?
The Bose speakers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so the shipping was a little under $60 for those, which means we actually came out ahead on the shipping, because remember, we charged a flat rate of $100. Now, it's up to you and your business model and what you choose to do. You do have the option of refunding any extra shipping costs should you want to do that.
Okay.
All right, so then our fees were $166. And that's a good, you know, that's just on par with what we sold.
Can you see it?
So, I don't know. I think you should wave it around a little more just in case.
Can you see that? Good.
Okay, so that leaves us with a net of $712. So that's not terrible. That's not horrible. I would still rather sell 712 net dollars.
Can they see that?
Ooh, yeah. Yeah, they can see that. In 3 days on a weekend, working from my house, running on my own schedule, doing what I want to do when I want to do it, than clocking it at an office. Yeah. So, and it does lead to another point that I kind of want to address here, which is, it is not if you are going to have a slow weekend at some point if you are a reseller. It is when you are going to have a slow week. It is going to happen. There's no getting around it. Yes, exactly. It's an average. It's a long-term average. So you can't always bank on $2,000 in 3 days, but you can do things to minimize the effect to you if this is your primary source of income. One of those ways is diversifying your income. So Adine, what are some ways you can diversify your income so that this doesn't impact your whole month?
I mean, I think it's a pretty loaded question because there's just so many ways, but just kind of think about it. Anytime that you have some sort of business, you're either a service or you're a product. It's the only two ways. There's no middle. So maybe your service, right, is going to be reselling, but maybe you have a product on the side. So for us, we sell our spreadsheet, right? Link below, there's our shameless plug as usual. You can buy our spreadsheet and that's another income stream for us. Or for example, you have an extra room in a big city, you can rent it out on Airbnb if you are the sole provider and all of your income stream depends on you. So there's other ways to, hey, maybe you rented out a room for 2 nights for an additional $150 or the weekend. You drive Uber, whatever, there's so many ways. But I think that the point is, millionaires generally have 7 or more income streams. They're not going to maybe make millions each, but all those income streams do add up, and something we continue to motivate people to think about that at least. How else can you make money, right? Could you coach somebody, right? That's a service we offer as well. We coach people. So can you coach somebody how to resell on Poshmark, and maybe they can pay you money for your service on the side? So there's many ways.
Yeah, the ideas and the opportunities are really endless. The point is, you shouldn't let a bad week derail your whole month of budgeting, which is just a whole nother topic in general. Adine and I have been working on a business series that we're sort of fine-tuning and thinking about the best way to do, but that's what we want to be. We want to be business owners and treat this accordingly. So we're not just resellers, we're always thinking about ways to generate passive income. Obviously you always have to be active in getting it up and running, and then later that pays off because then you have to do less and less. Right,
because if you, let's say we call ourselves entrepreneurs, but the only thing that we do is resell, well, that's not really being an entrepreneur, that's being a small business owner, right? But if we are also creating content, if we're also selling products on the side, if we also are offering coaching, and let's say we're also involved in other businesses, then you become an entrepreneur because now you're kind of chasing opportunity and opening other doors and windows and opportunities, right? So that's kind of the big difference. So right now, as sellers, this is our job. We're not entrepreneurs, we're sellers, right? So just kind of think about that. And as far as budgeting, right, that's another thing that we'll make some content around. But like Melinda said, you have a slow and a good week and a bad week. You need to find that center to make sure that you can live, right? Pay your expenses, and then save for a rainy day. So if last weekend we sold $2,000, this weekend we sold $1,000, that means we sold $3,000 total, or $1,500, right, per. So you would divide your budget that way instead of like, hey, I just bought something brand new for myself because I did amazing. Oh man, rent is due, right? So just keep that in the back of your mind. Budgeting goes a long way anytime that you do anything independently, or even if you work for a corporation or have some job.
Yeah, of course. So it's very important. So that's going to wrap it up for our weekend of sales. We hope that you had a lot of sales. We hope you made record numbers this week. We are going to keep hustling and we're going to keep selling this week.
Yep.
And we'll see you on the next video.
You guys, as always, take care. We'll see you